Did you know that one of the healthiest juices on the planet can actually become risky just because of one tiny wrong ingredient? Every morning, countless people over 60 in America wake up, wash a fresh beet, run it through the juicer, pour that deep red liquid into a glass, and feel proud. It feels like you're doing everything right for your heart, your liver, your circulation, your energy. You think, this is my little daily medicine for a longer, stronger life. But there's a problem almost nobody talks about. Beets have become a symbol of the perfect superfood, natural, powerful, heart-friendly. Yet when they're mixed the wrong way, especially in an older body, that same glass can quietly turn into something very different. Burning in the chest, a stomach that feels like it's on fire, kidneys working overtime, blood sugar bouncing up and down, and all those circulation benefits you were hoping for suddenly getting shut down. The enemy is not the beet itself. The real enemy is the healthy recipes that were never designed for people in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. Recipes copied from social media, detox books, or a friend who says, just add a little of this, a little of that, it's so good for you, without understanding what's really happening inside an aging body. In my clinic, I see it all the time. A 68-year-old who drinks a big beet juice with lots of add-ins every morning. After a few months, her digestion is worse, her kidney numbers are creeping up, and she thinks, I guess that's just aging, never suspecting the miracle juice. So where exactly are we going wrong with that morning glass of beet juice? How can something that should help your heart and circulation end up stressing your liver, kidneys, and stomach instead? In this video, we're going to break down the 5 biggest beet juice mistakes older adults make in simple, science-based language, and I'll show you a smarter, safer way to use this powerful root. If you stay with me to the end, you'll know how to turn beet juice into a true ally for your heart, not a silent troublemaker for your digestion and kidneys. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. How old are you? And do you feel this video is helpful for you? Share it in the comments below. We'll do our best to reply to each question. Thank you for being here on Senior Health Tips Healthy Aging. Let's get started. Starting off our list at number 5 is a mistake so many people think is harmless, yet it's the one I see constantly in my clinic. And honestly, I understand why it happens. Most older adults tell me the same thing. I just can't handle that earthy taste of beets. So what do? They grab the honey bottle, or scoop in a little brown sugar, or drizzle in some fancy syrup they saw on a wellness blog. And in their mind, it feels innocent. Just a spoonful, just a touch of sweetness. It's natural, it's healthy. What could it hurt? But here's the part almost nobody realizes. Beet juice already comes with its own natural sugars and a powerful load of nitrates that help open up blood vessels and support circulation. When you add extra sugar, especially fast sugars like honey or syrup, you're no longer drinking a heart-supporting tonic. You're drinking dessert. Inside your body, that tiny spoonful hits like a surprise wave. Your blood sugar jumps up quickly. Your pancreas suddenly has to work overtime. And what goes up fast comes down fast. That's when people notice the crash. feeling tired, foggy, irritable, or just off an hour later. Think of it this way. Adding sugar to beet juice is like pouring extra gasoline into a car that already has a full tank. It doesn't make the car go faster. It just spills everywhere and makes a mess you have to clean up later. I had a 65-year-old patient. Perfect example. She'd been managing her prediabetes beautifully. Then she started drinking beet juice each morning, but she added a big spoonful of honey because she couldn't stand the earthy taste. Within a few weeks, her morning glucose numbers were swinging all over the place. She thought something was wrong with her medication. Turns out, it was just the healthy honey she thought was helping her. So here's the rule I give to every patient, every friend, every family member. If you're drinking beet juice for your health, you do not add sugar of any kind. No honey, no brown sugar, no maple syrup, no agave, not even just a little. But if the flavor really bothers you, and trust me, you're not alone, there are simple fixes that don't overload your bloodstream. Try adding a little cucumber for smoothness, or a small piece of green apple if your blood sugar is under good control. These keep the drink refreshing, light, and much easier on your system. If you want to challenge yourself, try a 7-day no added sugar beet juice challenge. Just 1 week. Most people tell me by day 4 their taste buds have adjusted, and by day 7 they actually prefer the clean, natural flavor. Moving on to number 4, and this one is all about something most people think is super healthy: acid overload. You've seen the trendy recipes everywhere: beet plus lemon, beet plus orange, beet plus apple cider vinegar shot. They look bright, refreshing, and the internet promises they'll melt fat, boost detox, and wake up your metabolism. So naturally, many older adults think, well, if a little acid is good, more must be even better. But here's the problem. Your stomach doesn't agree, especially after age 60. As we get older, the protective lining inside the stomach becomes thinner and more sensitive. Acid reflux isn't rare anymore. It's practically a daily visitor for many seniors. Add in mild gastritis or a hiatal hernia, and suddenly your digestive system is working with far less cushioning than it used to. Now picture pouring beet juice, already naturally stimulating digestion, into that same stomach. Then imagine adding lemon, or orange, or even a splash of apple cider vinegar. You're not giving your body a detox boost. You're hitting your stomach with layer after layer of acid, faster than it can protect itself. That's when the symptoms start: the burning in your chest, the sour taste creeping up your throat, the nausea that comes out of nowhere. It's not because beet juice is bad. It's because the acid combination is simply too much. Think of it like this. Adding citrus or vinegar to beet juice is like pouring lemon juice onto an open scrape. It doesn't help it heal faster. It just makes it sting. And here's something most people never hear. Some of the beneficial pigments and minerals in beets actually prefer a more stable environment to be absorbed well. When you drown the juice in acid, you don't supercharge the nutrients. You may weaken the very process that turns beets into nitric oxide, the compound that supports blood flow. Not harmful, but definitely less effective. So what's the solution? If your stomach is on the sensitive side, if you know you've dealt with reflux, burning, or gastritis, skip the lemon, skip the vinegar, skip the citrus entirely when you're drinking beet juice. Not forever, just in this one combination. If you really enjoy a bit of brightness, go with just a few drops of lemon. Not half a lemon, certainly not a whole one. A tiny splash is often all you need without turning your stomach into a battleground. And one more thing most people overlook. Timing matters. Never drink a super acidic shot first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, especially if you've ever had digestive issues. That's like waking your stomach up by shouting instead of speaking gently. Beet juice can be powerful, gentle, and healing, but only when the ingredients around it aren't working against your body.
Coming in at number 3 is a silent troublemaker. You can't see, can't taste, and would never suspect. But your kidneys definitely feel it. This one doesn't burn like acid, and it doesn't spike your blood sugar. It works quietly, slowly, almost politely, until one day it doesn't. We're talking about oxalates. Now don't worry, this isn't some scary chemical. Oxalates are natural compounds found in plenty of vegetables. In normal amounts, your body handles them just fine. Your kidneys filter them out, no problem. But when you take certain high oxalate foods and juice them, meaning you strip away the fiber and concentrate everything, those oxalates can go from manageable to overwhelming. And that's when trouble starts. Think of some of the healthy beet juice combos you've probably seen online. Beet plus a huge handful of raw spinach. Beet plus a mountain of carrots. Or the famous super green beet juice with beet, spinach, Swiss chard, kale, basically the entire produce aisle in one glass. They look nutritious, they sound powerful, but inside your body, it's a different story. Here's the simplest way to picture it. Your kidneys are like a water filtration plant. A little bit of sediment, they handle it beautifully. But every time you drink one of these high oxalate juices, it's like you're pouring in a bucket of water filled with fine sand. They can filter a little sand, sure, but a bucket of sand every single day? Sooner or later, those filters start to struggle. And when oxalates team up with calcium inside your kidneys, they can form tiny crystals, the beginnings of kidney stones. Painful, stubborn, and incredibly common in adults over 60. People at the highest risk? Anyone who's had kidney stones before. Anyone who doesn't drink enough water. And yes, anyone over 60, because your kidneys simply aren't operating at the 20-year-old setting anymore. But the good news is, this mistake is easy to fix. You don't have to give up beet juice. You don't even have to give up greens. You just need to choose smarter partners for your beet. Avoid juicing beets together with raw spinach, large amounts of carrots, huge piles of high oxalate greens. Instead, reach for gentler, kidney-friendly options such as romaine, celery, cucumber, a little fresh mint for flavor. These keep your juice refreshing and supportive without overloading your kidneys. And here's a pro tip I give many of my older patients. Rotate your juices. One day beet, next day celery or cucumber. Then maybe take a break and come back to beet later. Your kidneys love rhythm. They love balance. They do not love the full oxalate combo every single morning. Remember, beet juice should lift you up, not weigh your kidneys down. Coming in at number 2 is a combination that looks absolutely gorgeous in a glass. But inside your stomach, it's a very different story. You've probably seen it all over social media. The bright pink smoothie made with beetroot and milk, or beetroot blended with yogurt, or even beet juice mixed with whey protein and a splash of whole milk. And the marketing around it sounds so convincing. Great for glowing skin, boosts blood building, high protein, high energy. But here's the truth most people never hear, especially older adults. Just because something looks healthy doesn't mean your digestion can actually handle it. Let's break it down in the simplest way. Beetroot naturally stimulates digestion. It has a mild acidic profile and activates stomach juices. That's normally a good thing. It helps you break down food more efficiently. But milk needs a very different environment to digest smoothly. It requires a more neutral, steady stomach environment, so its proteins, especially casein, can break down slowly and evenly. So what happens when you pour beet juice and milk into the same blender, and then into the same stomach? You get conflict. The beet's acidity hits the milk proteins fast and hard, and those proteins start to curdle, not gently, not gradually, but suddenly, forming clumps your stomach now has to wrestle with. And that's when people start feeling heavy, uncomfortable bloating, pressure in the upper stomach, burning sensations or acid creeping up, that awful rock sitting in your gut feeling that can last for hours. It's not because something is wrong with you, it's because the combo itself doesn't make physiological sense, especially after age 50. Here's an easy way to picture it. Mixing beetroot and milk is like sending 2 lanes of traffic into a single narrow street with no traffic lights. Cars are coming from both directions, both trying to get through at the same time. And instead of flowing, everything jams up. And there are certain groups of people who feel this even more intensely. Anyone with lactose intolerance, very common after age 50. Anyone with gastritis or acid reflux. Anyone with fatty liver or sluggish digestion. For these individuals, this pretty pink smoothie might as well be a digestive landmine. So what's the better alternative? Separate the timing. If you enjoy milk or protein shakes, drink them on their own, maybe later in the morning or in the afternoon. And keep your beet juice clean, simple, and separate. If you really like that creamy texture, you still have options that won't turn your stomach into a fermentation chamber. A splash of coconut water. A bit of cucumber for smoothness. A small piece of pear or green apple for gentle sweetness. These blend beautifully with beetroot without causing the traffic jam effect. Remember, your goal isn't just to make a pretty drink. It's to make a drink your body can actually use. And sometimes, the smartest choice is simply letting each ingredient shine on its own. Coming in at number 1, we reach a mistake that has nothing to do with ingredients and everything to do with mindset. Because the truth is, most people don't get into trouble with beet juice because of what they add, but because of what they expect from it. So many older adults tell me the same thing. If a small glass is good, a big one must be even better. If it's red and healthy, why not drink more? Fill the whole cup. And somewhere along the way,
Beet juice turns into a kind of magical fixer. High blood pressure? Beet juice. Low energy? Beet juice. Circulation issues? Beet juice. Cholesterol, heart health, liver support? Beet juice. No exercise, not enough water, diet full of processed food? Beet juice will cover it. But here's the gentle truth, especially for anyone over 60. Your body simply doesn't process things the same way it did at 20 or 30. Your blood vessels respond differently. Your kidneys filter more slowly. Your liver takes its time. Your heart doesn't appreciate sudden shifts. So when someone drinks too much beet juice, or drinks it too fast, it stops being a wellness habit and starts becoming a burden. Beet juice is rich in natural nitrates, natural sugars, and oxalates. In the right amount, it's wonderful. But in excess, your kidneys have to filter more. Your blood pressure may drop more quickly than expected. You may feel lightheaded, flushed, or even nauseous. Some people describe it as a rush they didn't sign up for. And drinking it too fast is a big part of the problem. Your body doesn't want a flood, it wants a stream. Slow, steady, predictable. Not a surge that hits all at once. Think of beet juice like a powerful supplement or medicine. No doctor would ever say, "Here's a whole bottle of pills. Take them all today so you heal faster." That's not how the body works. More is not better. Better is better. So what's the healthy sweet spot? For most older adults, the friendly dose is about 1 medium beet per day, or roughly 100 to 120 milliliters of fresh juice. Small enough to be gentle, strong enough to be effective. And sip it. Take 10 to 20 minutes. Let your body ease into it. Notice how you feel. If you ever get dizzy, nauseous, or unusually tired afterward, that's your body saying, "Hey, slow down. Less is more." And maybe the most important part of this entire section, beet juice cannot replace your medications. It cannot replace walking, stretching, or strength exercises. It cannot erase a diet full of salty snacks or sugary treats. It can, however, support your heart, help your circulation, and give your body a gentle boost as one piece of the larger puzzle. Because real health isn't built on one miracle food. It's built on small, steady choices that work together, day after day, year after year, to help you not just understand beet juice, but actually use it in a safe, meaningful way. I want to share a simple 7-day beet juice plan designed specifically for adults over 60. You can pause the video and jot this down, or come back and listen again anytime. Think of it as a gentle roadmap, something that guides your body instead of overwhelming it. Before we dive into the daily plan, here are the ground rules that make the whole week work. No day should overload your kidneys with oxalates. No added sugar, no milk, no vinegar. Those are the combinations that undo the benefits. And always alternate with water, herbal tea, or mild vegetable juices, so your body gets rhythm, not pressure. Now let's walk through your week. Day 1.
Half a beet blended with cucumber and water. A light start, almost like introducing your body to a new friend. Day 2. 1 small beet with celery. This helps you tune in to how your body responds. Do you feel energized, light, a little warm? Just notice. Day 3. A beet-free day. Try cucumber juice or celery juice instead. This is your kidney's day off, your liver's break. Rest days are just as important as beet days. Day 4. 1 medium beet with a small slice of green apple, only if your blood sugar is well controlled. This is your reaction check day, seeing how your system handles a bit more sweetness. Day 5. Beet with romaine and water. Clean, refreshing, supportive. Like giving your body a gentle rinse from the inside out. Day 6. Another rest day. Prioritize water, maybe a warm ginger tea. Let everything settle. Day 7. Your personalized day. Choose one of the previous blends, the one your body seemed to like best, the one that made you feel clear, light, or steady. That's your signature formula. And as you go through this week, here's the part that truly matters. Write things down. Not forever, just for these 7 days. Note how you feel 1 to 2 hours after drinking. Check your blood pressure if you have a home monitor. And most importantly, listen for small warnings, dizziness, nausea, headaches. These are signals, not failures. They help you adjust. This isn't a challenge to push through. It's a conversation with your body, one gentle day at a time. Here's a topic almost no online video dives into deeply. Yet in real clinical practice, it's one of the things I pay attention to the most. Beet juice and blood pressure medications, and what every older adult needs to know before making beet juice a daily habit. By the time most people reach their 60s, they're often taking at least 1, sometimes 2 or 3 of the following medications. Blood pressure medications, diuretics, water pills, heart medications or blood thinners, diabetes medications or insulin. These aren't small things. These medications guide how your heart pumps, how your kidneys filter, how your blood vessels relax, and how your blood sugar behaves. So when you add beet juice into the mix, something that naturally helps widen blood vessels and gently lower blood pressure, the effects can stack on top of each other. For some people, that's exactly what they want. But for others, especially if they drink too much beet juice or drink it too quickly, the combination can become a little too strong. That's when someone stands up from the couch and suddenly feels lightheaded. Or they're walking through the kitchen and notice their energy dip out of nowhere. Or their blood pressure reading comes back lower than expected, and they can't figure out why. It's not harmful in most cases, but it's something you need to understand, because your body isn't a guessing game. So here are the safety rules I give all my older patients. Don't increase your beet juice intake suddenly. A little is helpful. A lot can be too much, especially when you're already on medication. Don't stop your medications because beet juice seems to be working. Bosam tu nying kom te tuk di mat hoặc tuk huit ap bang dang. Start low, go slow. Begin with a small serving, around 100 milliliters per day,
And pay attention to how you feel over several days. Check your blood pressure regularly, not obsessively, just enough to understand your body's rhythm. Talk to your doctor, especially if you plan to drink beet juice every day for the long term. And you don't need to give a long explanation. A simple question works beautifully. I'm drinking about 100 milliliters of beet juice each day. Is my blood pressure responding in a safe way? And is there anything I should watch for? That one sentence tells your doctor everything they need to know, and it tells them you're someone who cares about your health, not just the latest health trend. Beet juice can absolutely support your circulation and heart health, but only when it works with your medications, not against them. When we step back and look at the big picture, three things become beautifully clear. First, beet juice was never the enemy. When used wisely, it's one of the most powerful natural tools you have for supporting circulation, energy, and heart health. Second, the real problems come from using the wrong combinations, drinking too much, too fast, or expecting beet juice to fix everything on its own. And third, once you're past 60, your body doesn't need intensity. It needs intelligence. Not more, but better, gentler, smarter. So here's my challenge to you. A simple, doable step you can take this week. Pick one change and commit to it. Maybe you stop adding sugar. Maybe you cut back on lemon or vinegar. Maybe you shrink your portion just a little. Or maybe you start keeping a tiny body journal after you drink beet juice, noting how you feel. These small actions add up. They build awareness. They help you understand your own body better than any doctor ever could. And before we end, I want to leave you with this. Being 60, 70, or 80 is not the closing chapter of your health story. It's simply a stage where your body asks you for a little more kindness, a little more wisdom, and a little more intention. When you meet your body with that kind of care, even in something as small as a daily glass of beet juice, it responds in remarkable ways. Your health is still yours to shape, one smart choice at a time.